Secede Duchess now. King Charles throws an olive branch to has to leave Meghan and return to royal family after coronation. The Duke of Sussex visited Buckingham Palace during his brief trip to Britain for the coronation, slipping in and out of the monarchy's headquarters briefly without seeing the royal family. However, according to royal staff, Harry had a small private chat with King Charles while the Duke spent less than half an hour at the palace after the end of the Westminster Abbey service on Saturday, the Telegraph has learned. From there he travelled straight to Heathrow Airport while his family were still occupied with public coronation duties. It is assumed that the visit was made for logistical reasons. It allows him to go away from the public eye after the 2-hour Abbey ceremony and is also a tiny mark of respect for the royal family. Perhaps the royal family is still a place Harry can return to in his heart. Following that, Harry had a brief conversation with King Charles, who had just been crowned moments before. Here, the two appear to have reached a new arrangement that if Harry wants to rejoin the royal family, he must return to England with his children Archie and Lilibet and leave Meghan Markle behind. However, Harry appears to be debating this, as he did not join the royal family for formal coronation photos and has not been seen with his relatives. Likewise, it is known that Harry did not attend the hike with Meghan and her two companions, signaling that this is an act of repentance on his side and that he would soon accept King Charles' olive branch to return to the royal family. The Duke then was seen soon afterwards at Heathrow, before catching a 3:45 p.m. flight to LAX. It is the first time the Duke is known to have been at the palace since his grandmother's funeral. He was a regular guest throughout her reign. He has been in the UK this year to attend his court cases but is not known to have seen his father the King, or brother, the Prince of Wales. Then, as during his 36-hour visit for the coronation, he stayed at Frogmore Cottage in Windsor, his former family home. On Saturday, he was collected from Frogmore by a black BMW just before 9:30 a.m. for the journey to Westminster Abbey. It is understood that he had been assigned a Scotland Yard protection squad to ensure his safety. The service was the first time the Duke had appeared with his family since the publication of his memoir Spare. He was seated in the third row for the crowning of King Charles and Queen Camilla, 2 rows behind his brother the Prince of Wales. The Duke was seen in conversation with his cousins Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie and their husbands, telling them he was flying home about 3:45. According to reports, Jack Brooksbank replied, "So soon?" Prince Harry wore a dark morning suit and tie, his Afghanistan and Jubilee medals pinned to his suit jacket, and a Royal Victorian Order star and neck decoration. He was still wearing the suit and medals when he arrived at Heathrow for his return flight. He landed in LA on the afternoon of his son's 4th birthday and is said to have arrived home in time for Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet's bedtime. Nonetheless, the King found it in his heart to toast Harry and Meghan's son Archie's 4th birthday on Saturday, just hours after his youngest son had rushed to Heathrow Airport after the 2-hour service at Westminster Abbey to be reunited with his family in Montecito, California. According to a reliable source, while most members of the royal family breathed a sigh of relief when Prince Harry did not join them for a private lunch following the ceremony, the King was genuinely disappointed that he didn't stay. Before they began dining, Prince William, 40, stood and congratulated his father on such a historic day. The King then responded, lifting his glass to salute his 3 grandkids, Prince George, 9, Princess Charlotte, 8, and Prince Louis, 5, while also toasting those who weren't there and wishing his other grandson a happy birthday wherever he was. While the King is willing to forgive, with palace insiders confirming genuine cooperation with the Sussexes in the run-up to the coronation, there is little hope of reconciliation with Prince William, who was absolutely horrified by what Prince Harry wrote about him and his wife Kate in his explosive autobiography, Spare. The Duke expects an apology, but the Prince insists on one first. Secede Duchess now. King Charles throws an olive branch to has to leave Meghan and return to royal family after coronation. The Duke of Sussex visited Buckingham Palace during his brief trip to Britain for the coronation, slipping in and out of the monarchy's headquarters briefly without seeing the royal family. However, according to royal staff, Harry had a small private chat with King Charles while the Duke spent less than half an hour at the palace after the end of the Westminster Abbey service on Saturday.